good morning. Welcome to the vlog. It is Wednesday morning, the 6th? Question mark? I think it's the 6th. It's about 11:30. I had a very slow start to my morning because I wasn't feeling very good. And so I finally showered and, got dressed. My hair is currently in a like terry cloth kind of absorbent scrunchie because I don't usually blow it out until it's like maybe 70-80% dry. And so I've got it there right now, kind of absorbing some of the moisture. Now normally, would be my nail Wednesday. I do my nails every 3 weeks or so. It's something that I'm willing to pay for purely because of me biting my nails is one of the few ways it's kept me from biting them. But if it ever gets too expensive or we have to cut it out of our budget, I'm sure it'll be the first to go. However, because my usual nail person was not available today, which I really like having her do my nails, I'm going tomorrow after dialysis to get them done. So I was hoping to get a lot done today. I wasn't anticipating feeling like shit. Also, Sunny is done with their finals and I'm just waiting to hear when they're on the train so I'll have an idea of when I'm gonna have to pick them up. Let me show you the list I made. I just grabbed a notebook and made a list because it was just a lot of things I need to kind of brain dump out of my head. For work, I have a couple videos I want to edit and schedule. I have one I already edited that I need to schedule, and I need to get my orders taken care of. So get the 8x11s printed, print any extra orders, pack them all, and then get them to the post office. I have my live stream with Layla today to prep, which I'm really nervous about because I'm not feeling good and she seems a little cranky today, but we will see how it goes. And then personal items. I want to wash my towels. I really need to get gas. My gas light came on when I was coming back from dropping everybody off today, but I was in my robe and I didn't want to do it then. Ideally a car wash. I wanted to go to Costco. I don't think that's going to happen today. I think that's going to be a Friday thing. I need to practice because we have choir rehearsal tonight. Dishes desperately need to be done. And I need to blow up my hair. I need to remind RJ to take out the trash and recycling. And then on top of that, these are my 2 appointments today. My live at 4 p.m. and choir at 7:15 p.m. I just took Layla for a walk. I'm kind of out of breath, so I don't think I'm going to go back upstairs to wash towels because I have to go all the way up to get them from my bathroom, then all the way back down again. So I think I'm going to work on the orders first and get those out, get ready to get out the door so that when Sunny comes, I can get gas, drop the orders off, and all the things. So all the orders are packed, so I can cross off print orders, print 8.5x11 and pack orders. So I just need to add post office because I forgot to my list. All right, Sunny is on the train. So I'm gonna just get that one video uploading and then I'll be ready to go get gas and go get them. And then when I come home, I can work on editing. Video is uploading and ready to go. Well, I mean, when it's done uploading. Sunny has not texted back yet that they're at this. They usually text right when they're at the station before the station they get to, because the place I pick them up is not far at all from our house. I think right now I am going to just go and get gas, and that way if they text me, I'll be right there anyway, because the gas station is right next to where they get off the train. I might start the towels, but it just depends. Let me see how long it's been since they texted. Where is my phone? Passing through. Never mind. They're at the station that they were talking about anyway. So I'll have to get gas and get Sunny. I just picked up Sunny, dropped them off. I had forgotten to grab my stuff to go to the post office, which is one of the whole reasons I wanted to go out today. So I'm going to skip Costco because I just don't have time. I'll just try and do it this Friday. But I need to go to the post office, drop these things off. I want to get a car wash because my car is scummy as fuck because I was outside when it was snowing. It was outside when it was snowing when I had choir this last weekend. And I want to get it washed before the next round of snow hits. I want to go to KFC and get some mashed potatoes because I am very nauseated right now. And that's the one thing that sounds good to me. And when I have discovered when I'm nauseated and I need to eat something, I just will eat what sounds good because it's the only thing I can think of that I can even put in my stomach. And I'm gonna swing by a bakery that I haven't been to yet, but it's right by there, to get Sunny a cookie or something to celebrate being done with finals, because that's their favorite way to celebrate, is with something sweet and delightful. And then I'll come home, I'll hopefully have time to do another round of editing before I have to pick up RJ at 2. And then at that point, I need to start prepping for my live stream to see if I can make this work. Who knows? I had intended to film like the inside of the car wash, but I was listening to like a news program on my phone, and I was like, I don't have my camera, all I have is my phone, but I don't want to unplug my phone because I'm listening to this. So I did go to the car wash and vacuumed my car out. Sorry, I heard something that was really weird. Went to the bakery, got Sunny a cookie, dropped everything off so I can cross off post office, gas, car wash. It's 1:30 and I gotta pick up RJ in 20 minutes. So I'm gonna eat my lunch really quick. I'm still super nauseated. We'll see how well these potatoes go down. It must be the water I'm hearing. I think my neighbor is doing something outside. I'm really tripped out. Anyway, I'm not really ready. Am I ready to start editing another video? Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that while I am eating. And then I gotta get RJ. And when I come back, I'm gonna blow up my hair. And then I'm gonna start prepping for my Layla video. I think I'm gonna try and hook up a webcam to view over the open, like this open area in my office, to do, like have the newsprint down for Layla to put some paw. I have no idea how this is gonna go. The idea is to let Layla make some paw prints with acrylic paint and then to go in and turn them into flowers or something. I've never done this before, so who knows? But I think if I get set up over there, the biggest issue is gonna be that Jesse's probably gonna be working, so I'm gonna be by myself with Layla, and she may not want to do this. So I guess we shall see. All right, so this is kind of the setup. Over here, I've got some of my nicer heavy body acrylic paints and a palette and my brushes for when I'm done. On the floor, we have a palette with some of the washable paints, a canvas, some newsprint, and then a webcam. Hopefully this will work. I added a couple more things. Cup of water. That paint cup is also from Sylvan Clayworks. It's the same people who made my big palette. I like it for acrylic and gouache because it has ridges on the bottom to help knock off any extra paint. I also added a towel and then some hand towels and a bucket of water to clean her paws off as soon as we get the paint on them. And then I broke up some of her beef rolls into small pieces. She loves these treats. I'm gonna treat the shit out of her when she is doing this to keep her from hating me. I also have my apron on with some big pockets, which I'm going to use to hold the treats and keep the acrylic off my clothes. However, I've still got 40 minutes or so before the stream. Jesse's taking Layla for a walk right now to make sure she's nice and mellow-ish. So I'm going to go blow out my hair. Live stream is over. It's about half an hour and I am exhausted. So Jesse was able to get the paw prints that Layla left on the carpet out, but I'll show you the art. We wound up getting Odin in on it too. Not Lucy though. Lucy came downstairs, but we were not about to torment him because he would fucking move out. However, I'm gonna show you in Jesse's office because it already has, well, I was gonna show you where it was, but there's Jesse with his art.
Oh, because I was taking pictures of it so I could like...
Let me get close to it. Yeah, so Layla's paw prints, and then the two bees are Odin. He has so much fur on his paws. There's so much paint in his paws. The angry bee looks like a real paw. And then the kinetic bee is really... And she hasn't moved out yet. She's still here. Layla, you're a good girl. She's like,
not going to make me touch the paint again, is she?
No. And then Mr. O just had some food and is up here. Hi, buddy. He's still letting me pet him, so that means he's not hateful. Whew. Now I need to rehearse before choir, but I have to clean up first. I don't want to clean up. Clean up sucks. They're the artists. Why don't...
the paint out of the carpet?
Yeah, Jesse did manage.
Did you get video of me on my knees cleaning the floor?
I did not. Now I feel really fucking guilty. Well, I was streaming. But I will say, the pets painted. Shouldn't they have to clean up? They're the artists.
Dude, you could argue they're the victims.
Layla got so many treats. She got cheese, she got salami, she got beef rolls, which are like her regular big long treats, but we broke them up, and her little peanut butter dog bones from Trader Joe's. Odin didn't get any treats though. He just got tormented. Anyway, I'm gonna clean up and then rehearse because we have choir tonight, and that Jingle Bell song. It's the Ray Charles Jingle Bell arrangement. Look up on YouTube Ray Charles, SATB for soprano, alto, tenor, bass, Jingle Bells, and you'll understand my pain. Well, hello. Welcome to Thursday. So it is about 1 o'clock and I just got off of dialysis. I did not vlog this morning because I was just tired and I need to change out of my pajama pants. I already took a shower and put makeup on, but I was wearing comfy clothes for dialysis. I'm going to get my nails done, and then I am also going to the clinic just to pick something up. We wound up having the wrong test strips for my batch. When they gave me a new container, apparently it was the wrong one, and I didn't realize it when I took them home. So I'm going to go change those out and then come home and get a little work done. I really don't have a lot going on today. I think I'm going to make broccoli beef tonight, though, so I will probably want to go to H Mart and pick up stuff on my way home as well. So I'm in the car. I'm at my nail place, but I'm here a little early. And while I usually go in about 15 minutes early, I'm like half an hour early. So I got about 15 minutes to kill. I thought I'd chat. First and foremost, I never updated you. Choir last night was great. We're singing this. We have 3 pieces we're working on for Christmas Eve. 2 of them are very, very gorgeous, like slower kind of situations. One is called Wonderful Peace. I think it's translated out of German. And then the other one is called Love Came Down at Christmas or something. Both really pretty. And then there's this other one. It's Jingle Bells, but it's like an epic Jingle Bells arrangement for 4 parts. And it's fast and it's jazzy. It's arranged by Ray Charles. If you really want to know, check it out. Ray Charles Jingle Bells. I think I talked about it already on this vlog. I was convinced that A, I would never be able to even try to sing it without my tongue tripping over itself, and B, we just would never be able to get to tempo, but we were rehearsing it at tempo last night and it was working. Still not there, but it was working. We have 2 more rehearsals, so that was fun. I'm just really excited. I'm actually kind of bummed that after Christmas Eve, we're on break until the 17th of January. That's when rehearsals kick up. I have that to update. I already did my planner setup for next year. It's already filmed, but I need to update that in there. But I also don't know when. I think we end in May, the season, until next year. I mean, I'm sure if I had been in the choir since the season started in September, that I would be really ready for a break too, but I didn't. I started in November. We had our first singing experience together as a choir, with me at least, in mid-November. So I'm like, damn it. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, I probably should take a break. I'm really good, or maybe not good. I have gotten better at kind of recognizing when I need to take a piece out and just rest with dialysis. During the day, on any given day, I'm like, okay, this is when I need to take a quick break and go lay down, or end it for the day and just go lay down, right? I've gotten okay at recognizing that and mostly doing it unless I really feel like I shouldn't for whatever reason. What I'm not so good at is scheduling time off. It's something that I did last year. I wanted to do last year as a goal, and I did it sometimes, but it was not very often because I didn't set a very high bar for myself. Well, Jesse was asking me about taking off a weekend maybe in January, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. And I'm just like, Cindy, are you fucking kidding? Come on, man. Jess doesn't ask for much. But I'm so I don't know. I also just ate a sandwich, so I'm my teeth, I'm ugh. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm still kind of learning how to. I'm a 43-year-old lady, and I am learning how to take time off. I work for myself. I should be able to take time off when I want to, right? I don't have to get approval from anyone. I just realized I have a project this week I have to do. I will work on that when I get home. And if not, I will work on it tomorrow. So, I don't know, man. It's something that I struggle really hard. I struggled with it at Trader Joe's too, except the problem with Trader Joe's for me was that I only accrued so much time off. And I had to use it so often on a single day off for another thing I was doing. For example, a lot of the time I spent working at Trader Joe's, I spent on the board or the president of my kids' parent club at their elementary school. So not only did I have all of the elementary school shit that would come up and come up and come up, but also the stuff having to do with the parent club that would come up. And also, I have kidney disease, and I wasn't in kidney failure then, but I still would have bad days or migraine days because I didn't have my migraines under control at that point. And I'd have to take a day off here or there. I never actually got to take time off for vacation or like super restful time, except for our like annual trip up to Bend. And even then, a lot of the time I didn't have any like leave, so I would take unpaid days off. And so it's just like, this has never been something that I have learned how to do, either for lack of time off or for inability to just not do anything. Or inability to like schedule a vacation. I know this sounds like the world's most first world problem, but I can tell you now that if you are getting older, if you are no longer in the young of your life, like I am, whether or not you're sick, your body starts telling you that you need to slow it down just a skosh because everything starts to fucking hurt, which is also where I'm at. Like, aside from the kidney disease, I have this knot in my shoulder. I think I've talked about it already. It's been fucking bothering me for like a few days now, and my arm is just sore. And the knot, and when I'm on and I think I might be getting it from how I'm sitting in my dialysis chair. So maybe I need some better posture, but there's only so much you can fucking do. I don't know. This is just a ramble. But I think the thing to remember is that nothing is so crucial that you can't take a day off once in a while. Unless, of course, you can't afford to because you need every ounce of money you're making or whatever. But if you are in the position where your entire financial house of cards is not going to fall down by taking one day off, then you should. That doesn't mean it's easy to. It doesn't mean, like, you might be in a job where your boss doesn't make it easy to you too, or in a job where maybe your boss would be fine with you taking days off, but there's not enough like redundancy for you to take a day off. Or it could happen, and I know people like this, where yeah, they can take a day off, but that just means that before and after the day off, they have to work twice as hard and twice as long to make sure that they can take their day off. And is that really worth it? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you go into your day off exhausted, I have a grocery store analogy for something like that. So when I was a manager at Trader Joe's, I worked the waterfall schedule. This is very common at Trader Joe's because they want to make sure that managers get their hands on every aspect of it in order to prepare them to potentially be captains, which are store managers one day, but also is to make sure that they don't get too close to one segment of the crew, the people who work morning crew, the people who work night crew, the people who work like the day crew. You know, like if you're always working nights, then you're going to get close to the night crew and not ever know the morning crew. And to be fair, when you have your days off, like you're still only going to see the people that work on the days that you're not off. But at the same time, it does offer you an opportunity to get to know more people on the crew. However, the schedule sucks. And it's really not conducive to being a young parent. I was a young parent when I was a manager. My kids were tiny. I think RJ was barely a year old because I got promoted the spring after my mother died. And my mom died in January, right before February, because she died right after my birthday. My birthday's the last day of January. I'm not good to remember. I remember it right when I get there, but beforehand I'm like shit with dates. Anyway, RJ turned 1 right after she died. So it was that spring. And the schedule's not conducive. So RJ was 1 and Sonny was 3. Not conducive for having small children. There's a reason there's not a lot of women working with small children. That might sound gendered or whatever, but like women take on a large burden of the childcare unless you have a husband who's staying home. Or, you know, I know this is very gender normative and heteronormative, but like in my observation, the women specifically who were managers at Trader Joe's were people who were either they didn't have kids, or their kids were adults, or in the very rare moment, there were a couple who, once they had gotten promoted to captain, where they were making enough money that their spouse could stay home, their husband would be a stay-at-home dad. Very rare. I was not in that. I was in the young, tiny guys category, and it didn't last very long. My doctor told me to step down because of my blood pressure and everything else. My kidneys were getting worse. However, the point that I'm making here is that with the waterfall schedule starts with you working a night shift. So going in, whatever that looks like. At my store for a while, it was 2 to midnight because they're 10-hour shifts. 2 to midnight, right? The next day, 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's the books shift, the person who does like the closing money stuff as a manager. Third day, you're usually on a midday kind of a shift. So either like a 10 to 8 or a 9 to 7. 11 to not something like that. You're basically there the entire day the store is open. It is the most fucking exhausting shift because with night shift, like the closing shift and the opening shift, you're really focused on either closing the store or getting it open. So you have a lot of like specific work to do. If you're on one of the book shifts, you're focused in the office on the money. If you're a mid shift, you're basically like the floater and you're just there the whole day the store is open. It's like the one that drags the hardest. And then after that, you go 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. That is the morning book. So you're the one opening up the office. And then the last shift at my old store was 4 a.m. to 2 p.m. You were the one who gets there with the morning crew to get the store open in the morning. And that's how your week goes. So technically, if you end your week at 2 p.m. and you start your week at 2 p.m., you get 72 hours off. You get 2 days off plus the half day and the half day. It doesn't work out that way though. It's not like you get this epic weekend. Unless you're like a young guy with like fucking piss and vinegar and all the energy in the goddamn world. But most people that I knew spent like at least half of their weekend recovering, sleeping, trying to like catch up on fucking your energy and your like just exhaustion and everything else. And then you also have to catch up on everything you can't get done during the week because you're fucking working all the time. So even having time off, and the reason I brought this up is because my other example of somebody who has no redundancies, so they take a day off, but in order to take the day off, they have to spend the day before and the day after working extra hard so that they can take that day off. It's the same kind of situation. How are you supposed to even enjoy your day off if you have to spend a big chunk of it recovering from the work that you had to do beforehand and the work you know you're going to be walking into? Capitalism. This has turned into a rant about capitalism. Okay, I think that's all I have to say about that. Well, maybe not. The point all of this going to say is, A, I don't know how I'm going to take a day off. Like, I'm not really sure how I'm going to be able to find time off in January if that's what Jess wants me to do, but I'm going to need to do it. And B, I'm supposed to take the end of this month off as just my regular kind of end of the year, because the week between Christmas and Christmas and New Year's is a busy week for us. We have birthdays, even though both of my kids are going to be in California with their dad that week. But Jess and I, it's his birthday too, and we have birthday celebration. And what I might wind up doing is taking time off work just so I can do stuff around the house, which is not exactly time off either. This is a conundrum for me. I don't know how to relax. Maybe that's something that you've gleaned from these conversations. I do not know how to relax. I know that trip that Jess and I took in the summer for our anniversary to Estes Park, we did relax and it felt extremely foreign. I've gotten better, maybe not very good. That might be an exaggeration, but I have gotten better at resting when I need to, but relaxing, that's an entirely different situation. More on this to come, maybe in the next year as I work on this. Also, I set my goals for next year, or my personal goals. I haven't done my HB90 yet. That's on my list to do this next week. But like personal goals that I have set for next year are already done. But one thing I'm thinking about adding that's not on there when you're going to see the video is potentially reading all of the Stephen King books I haven't read. I am a huge Stephen King fan, but once he hit his like more modern era, like post Dark Tower era, maybe. I think the most recent books of his I've read are Cell, which I was not impressed by. I really loved the concept. I really loved the first part of it. And then normally he biffs the landing on a lot of his books. This one biffed the ending from the second act on, which bummed me out. Cause like I said, I thought it was a really interesting concept, but that one in 11/22/63, which is one of his best books. It is so good. But that's about it when it comes to his more modern era. This is a lot. I've heard Duma Key is really good. I've heard really good things about The Outsider. I just haven't. I went through a phase where I wasn't reading a lot of new shit. And I just read both I devoured Iron Flame and Fourth Wing in a couple of weeks, if that. Way less than that. I'm a speed reader, P.S., if you didn't know that. I tend to reread a lot because I miss things when I speed read. But I meant to make them stretch and they didn't stretch. So I have a couple other books I'm working on right now. And then when those are done, I think in the new year, I'm going to print myself a list of maybe reread some of my favorites and kind of alternate with new ones. I also know that with some Stephen King books, they take some time to get into, but that might be a goal of mine, just to get through the ones I haven't read before. Maybe check them out from the library, because even though I own a metric shit ton of Stephen King books, I have no interest in owning like books that I don't like, because I like to reread. And if I don't like a book, I'm not going to reread it unless I'm going to hate read it, which I have done before. See the Twilight series. I had a friend who told me I wasn't allowed to make fun of it unless I had read it. And so I read the whole series out of spite. Anyway, I gotta go get my nails done. I decided to go with chrome again, but this time I went with this like peachy kind of pinky chrome, just because I think it's really pretty, but it's also more subtle. I also realized I'm not going to go to the clinic to get my little strips. I don't need them tomorrow, and I have a mammogram at the same facility tomorrow morning, so it makes sense to just do it all at once. I'm going to head home and go by H Mart on my way just to pick up the meat I need for dinner tonight. I'm just going to check the recipe to see. I'm like fascinated about my nails. I'm going to check the recipe to see if I need to marinate it or not. Let me rephrase. I know I need to marinate it. What I'm not sure about is whether I need to do it now or do it in like 2 hours.